Unveiling Strong Delusion, Video 27, The Bible and the Problem of Corn. Corn and the Strong Delusion. This short tale about the cognitive dissonance between the modern story of corn and corn in the Bible and other ancient texts may help lift the veil for some. Cognitive dissonance means, quote, the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change, end of quote. Modern science opposed to historical texts. Scholars of ancient history and scholars of the history of science seem to ignore the cognitive dissonance created by the problem of corn. Scientists tell us people in Mexico cultivated corn, and Europeans and the rest of the world knew nothing about it until after Christopher Columbus. Ancient texts, including the Bible, Greek history, Egyptian history, and the Rig Veda, discuss corn extensively. Modern science and corn, quote, corn was first domesticated by native peoples in Mexico about 10,000 years ago. Native Americans taught European colonists to grow the indigenous grains, and, since its introduction into Europe by Christopher Columbus and other explorers, corn has spread to all areas of the world suitable to cultivation, according to the Britannica Encyclopedia. The Bible and Corn. A PDF word search of the King James Version of the Old and New Testaments shows corn appears 102 times in the Bible. Most scholars ignore the cognitive dissonance of the modern scientific history of corn and the appearance of corn all over the ancient world. Like Harrison Bergeron, the bells in the heads of scholars and laypeople ring too loudly for clear thought. The Bible and corn. And if thou offer a meat offering of thy first fruits unto the Lord, thou shalt offer for the meat offering of thy first fruits green ears of corn dried by the fire, even corn beaten out of full ears. Leviticus 2:14. And there came a man from Baal-Shalisha, and brought the man of God bread of the firstfruits, 20 loaves of barley, and full ears of corn in the husk thereof. And he said, give unto the people, that they may eat. 2 Kings 4:42. The Bible and corn. The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of thy fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. Deuteronomy 18:4. And it came to pass that he went through the cornfields on the Sabbath day, and his disciples began as they went to pluck the ears of corn. Mark 2:23. Julius Caesar and corn. Julius Caesar, who scholars tell us lived from about 100 BC to March 15th, 44 BC, mentions corn 76 times in the Gallic Wars. Quote, when departing, he promises that he will return before the end of the 7th day, on which day he was aware corn was due to that legion which was being left in garrison. Chapter 33. Homer's Iliad and corn. Alexander Pope's translation of the Iliad mentions corn 9 times. And like a flame through the fields of ripened corn, Book 18, 332, Project Gutenberg ebook. Robert Fagel's translation of the Iliad mentions corn twice. They'd brush the crest of the corn and never snap a stalk. Book 20, 263. Homer's Odyssey and corn. Samuel Butler's translation of the Odyssey by Homer mentions corn 10 times. The Bible and Homer link corn with wine. The Golden Bough and corn. James Fraser in The Golden Bough mentions corn 933 times. 933 times. Chapter 40 refers to Osiris as the corn god. Chapter 45, Corn Mother and Corn Maiden in Northern Europe. Chapter 46, Corn Mother in Many Lands. The Golden Bough and Corn. Reigning as king on earth, Osiris reclaimed the Egyptians from savagery, gave them laws, and taught them to worship the gods. Before his time, the Egyptians had been cannibals, but Isis, the sister and wife of Osiris, discovered wheat and barley growing wild, and Osiris introduced the cultivation of those grains among his people, who forthwith abandoned cannibalism and took kindly to a corn diet. Chapter 38, The Myth of Osiris. Rigveda and corn. Indra, accept at break of day our soma, mixed with roasted corn. Let roasted corn of our midday libation and sacrificial cake here please thee, Indra. At the third sacrifice, O thou whom many praise, give glory to the roasted corn and holy cake. Mice and corn. Mice love corn. Quote, after replanting 3 times already, I'm at my wit's end. In all the years I've had gardens, I've never had this problem be so severe. Field mice keep coming into the garden and very carefully making a small enough hole right above the corn kernels and whisking them away. They've taken whole rows out overnight. Rant by Tony H. on CNET. Mice and corn in Hebrew. In Hebrew, Akbar means mouse. Strong's Hebrew Concordance 5909. Ach, the same sound as Ach, means brother in Hebrew. Strong's Hebrew Concordance 251. Bar means corn in Hebrew. Strong's Hebrew Concordance 1250. Akbar or Akbar, brother of the corn. Thank you for watching. The author must take a month or 2 away from making these videos. Today's date, April 28, 2018. For many years, the author has worked as a criminal defense lawyer. The author has 2 innocent clients remaining. One has spent 20 years in prison, 11 in solitary confinement. Obligations to them must take precedence. Permission to copy and translate. The author permits any human being to copy and rebroadcast this video in whole or in part. The author permits any human being to translate this video into any language.